Hello, it's Reckless commenting. Today we are going to do a Grot Shaman from MoonClan. We start right off the bat with the base. I'm using 3 little pieces of bark that I'm gluing together with wood glue or PVA glue. I'm then using some modeling paste. It's my little fancy side because bark would have been enough. I particularly like to smooth the edge of the bark and fill the little holes because it's going to give like very interesting details when you are going to paint over. It will need roughly like 4 hours to dry, so we are going to come back to that at the end of the video. Let's transition to the painting. You will notice at first glance that the goblin is already yellow, so I primed it with a spray paint, and I highly encourage you to do so because yellow is a hard color, so to have the same result you will need like 2 or 3 layers of yellow paint. It's really not worth your time. While I'm painting the base color, like the green, the yellow, the brown and the pink for the wood pieces, we can start to speak about a very important topic, which is color composition. You can have all the best technique in the world, and if the colors don't match and choke your eyes, of course it doesn't work. Here we have the main color, which is the yellow, and the secondary color, which is the green, so they blend particularly well together. The visage is popping. I'm particularly free with the scheme of the cape, of the hood. Here you will notice that I do a blending between yellow and orange. The technique I'm using is called wet blending or brush overload. It's simple to understand, but you have to practice a lot to get it right. For the little story, I'm actually fighting myself here. I'm using a brush that is too big, so there is too much water in it. So when I'm blending between 2 colors, they are actually mixing in the brush. So when I'm applying the color, I'm only applying a lighter version of my orange. So I'm actually just painting my mini in orange, so I will have to change my brush and start over. And you know what, it's okay to make mistake, it's okay to have to start again. You cannot really screw a mini when you paint. You can always come over and redo it. The only thing you have to be careful about is mostly how you thin your paint. Basically, if you don't have enough water in your paint, you are going to create a texture. So you are going to alter the surface of the mini. And by doing so, every paint job you are going to do over is going to take this texture into account. So you have to be just careful to have enough water in your paint just to not create this little bubbly surface. You will notice that I'm always touching my mini with my fingers directly. I don't have any handle, and it's kind of bad because every time I do that, I'm actually hurting the paint. The paint hasn't the time to dry properly, so I'm just removing it at the tip of everything, tip of the finger, tip of the mushroom, on the spear. I'm just removing with my finger without knowing it some paint, so I have to constantly do correction and reparation. It's why I have to start over many times, so if you can, use an handle. I'm switching now to the little spirit on top of the spear. It's just another wet blending between purple and green, and then we are going to apply the washes. We are going to apply them on every surfaces. It's really my thing. I really love to wash everything. It gets a little bit shiny. Some people don't really like it, but it's mine. So I'm going with orange washes on the yellow, and for the rest it's mostly going to be dark washes to make them pop more in contrast with the light colors. Think about the white teeth on the face of the goblin with this dark wash. Don't be fooled by the video editing. I'm brushing very fast, but never dry brush on something wet. Then I'm doing the eyes, a little bit of white there and there. Video editing warning again, don't be fooled, I brushed every surface. We can go back to the base. You will notice I'm using purple to paint the stone. It's what I particularly like. I use a bluish tint as a base color for my stone always, because it gives like a fantasy look, like a magic vibes to it. So here I'm cheating, I'm doing the black of the eyes with a pen. I brush my purple with grey, the normal color you would expect for stone. And then finally I'm brushing with a grey white just to highlight all the edges, and I think the result is just exceptional. And you still have this fantasy vibe coming from the purple. Then I'm painting the edges of my base in yellow. I know it doesn't look right with the stone, but all my army is using it, and when you have the maze behind it, it looks amazing also. So this is the end. It took me approximately 5 hours to do this guy, so it's still pretty steep. If you want better pictures, I encourage you to go to my social network, like Instagram or Twitter. And it has been a pleasure, so I hope to do another video soon and hope to see you there. Goodbye.